Disability is something that has a major impact on your life.
Every disability is different.
And it's never the same thing for two people. I am blind in my right eye totally and partially sighted in my left eye.
I was 18 years old. We were traveling way too fast on a gravel road. Broke my neck, my back.
My Asperger's syndrome and my cerebral palsy.
I have anxiety and depression. People would have no idea just talking to me.
Being independent means different things to different people.
I want to live in my own house. I want to pay my own bills.
Live independently and not rely on other people.
When someone is not able to live as independently as they can, it does have a detrimental effect on people's physical and mental well-being.
It's no complicated thing. It's just that people with disabilities want to be included.
Plenty of people get stuck in ruts when they feel like they can't overcome something in their life. That's where LIFTT comes in.
Living independently for today and tomorrow. LIFTT. We help people of all ages and all types of disabilities find the resources or acquire the skills to live as independently as possible.
We serve the southeastern 18 counties here at the Billings office. We have a variety of things that we offer. We can help with grant funding for adaptive equipment.
Maybe a home modification so they're able to access their home. We help people to find that funding.
Helping people apply for Social Security benefits.
Medicaid, Medicare, housing.
They have a peer support group. Peer support, I think, is key.
Sharing life experiences is one of the most powerful things to help people who might be new to disability, who might be struggling with their disability.
Youth transitions is kids that are transitioning out of high school. They need to learn those adulting skills. It might be rent an apartment, learn how to grocery shop, budgeting.
Help someone advocate for themselves in a school or an employment setting. One of our biggest strengths is providing folks with information and referral. If we can't help you, we hope to know who can.
A lot of times we'll have a potential consumer call in and they think that they just have one need, and it turns out that we end up finding 3 or 4 things we can actually do for them.
You can just come in and say, hey, I feel like I have this going on. Can you help me? And we can, which is so cool to me. I love that.
Most of us on staff at LIFTT have identified ourselves as having one or more disabilities. That is helpful in many cases.
It's easier to empathize with someone when you yourself have struggled with a disability.
This is what we specialize in. This is who we are, and this is what we do.
And it costs nothing to go to LIFTT. It's a nonprofit organization and they're there to help.
Somebody that was a consumer that was working with LIFTT was asked to do an art project. He visualized that the balloon helps to lift people up. And then it became the logo, and it's stuck.
There's been success on all kinds of levels.
It's really rewarding to have a consumer go, hey, I was able to do this by myself today.
We want people to live their best life as independent as possible.
Live as everyone else in society and live as a part of society, not apart from society.
Everybody needs help. Sometimes you just need a little more help, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay.
There's plenty of life to live still, and there's a way you can do it. Keep chipping away at it, little by little by little.
Knowledge is power. Let's share it, for crying out loud.
Send us an email, give us a call. We'll do our best to help.
We can definitely help figure out what your needs are and get started on that. We're one of many steps in the path to independence, and we're happy to be serving people here in the community.
Hello and welcome to Living Well in Montana, a show sponsored by Living Independently for Today and Tomorrow, or otherwise known as LIFT. LIFT serves 18 counties in southeastern Montana, get the disability rights and serving aging and disabled population to get the needs and resources that they need to live more independently. My name is Anya Pullis, and I'm here with Eileen. We lead the diabetes prevention program at LIFT. We're talking about a new session we have starting February 11th. It's every Tuesday at 5 p.m. And we're really excited to get people involved in the class and just talk about what it means for the population, how it can help people, and how it can help your friends and family members. So I just wanted to talk to you, Eileen, about why diabetes prevention is important to you specifically.
Great question. Well, you mentioned family history. There's definitely on both sides of my family. So as we know, those factors can really play into it. So, and seeing even my own mom, who was told that she was pre-diabetic, go into a class like this, she was overwhelmed. She said she didn't know what to eat. She was very frustrated. And then someone suggested that she take a class like this. And it's been over 20 years and she still has not developed diabetes, which is unusual. So it's really fun to see that. And also on the flip side, knowing the struggles and hardships people go through when they do get diabetes. So just knowing that this is so beneficial to people in so many ways. So it's very motivating. I love to interact with people, motivate them, see that this can be done. So
I feel like you said, that motivation of hearing people's stories and wanting to be on the flip side of prevention is an awesome feeling, because talking to a lot of the lifestyle coaches that we work with at the state level, they were talking about how they love being on the preventative side, so they're able to talk about, okay, if we do this now, here are things that are important and we can help you now, so that way you don't have to deal with these struggles that your parents or your friends or family members did or had throughout their lives. So it is very inspiring to hear those stories and not have to deal with the aftermath.
Right, yeah. I'm curious, do you have personal experience or personal reasons why this is really motivating to you?
I feel like just health and wellness in general, it's nice to see the modifications that are available that you may not know exist. As a personal trainer, it's heartwarming to be able to say, okay, I know you have, this disability or this injury or this health aspect that you need to deal with. And this is what you can do for you, because some person's activity level might be different than the person sitting next to them. And all answers don't pertain to just one person. It's going to be a mix. So I feel like I'm just passionate about helping people find avenues that they would have not seen before in their health and fitness journey. So fitness is where I'm at.
Yes, excellent. Yeah.
It's super fun for me.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun to highlight your background. So would you take the time to?
For sure. So I have a bachelor's of science in kinesiology from the University of Wyoming, and that is also, I also got around the same time I have got my ACE certified personal training certificate. And so basically that's just the fancy term for exercise science. We talk about how the body moves and how some bodies are more apt to injury, or the way we land or the way we stand, the way we fall even, can play aspects into how you live your life and walk and move and get tight in places. So that background, I feel like, plays into the diabetes prevention program, because we offer those free exercise classes with the class. So do you want to talk more about the exercise classes we have at LIFT?
Sure. Actually, I feel like we learn from each other, which is wonderful. We offset each other. It's because I'm more on the health coaching side and I'm board certified, so it's fun to be able to learn from each other. So we do have the, right now on Mondays at 9 o'clock, every Monday morning, we have fitness, strength training.
Yeah.
I should let you highlight that. So, which is great. As we age, we lose that muscle mass. We're not able to use the glucose that goes into our system as well if we lose muscle mass. So it's really important to our clients to be able to maintain muscle mass. We also have Tai Chi on Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock. That's more of a, really, it's a good stretch. It helps people stay calm. When people are more mindful, they can make better decisions. So there's an aspect of that that can be very helpful with our participants in that. Oh, yeah. So, and
it's kind of cool. We were talking about this just last week in our current cohort of our diabetes prevention program about how Tai Chi can help you with stress management and how you can prevent adverse health effects by just managing your stress, which is kind of mind-boggling.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And then before our class, if you want to, we kind of vary it. So the class has been meeting from 5:30 to 6:30, but we take some time before the class to do exercises. Do you want to talk a little bit more about how we organize that too?
So the nutrition classes are about an hour long. So having an exercise class right before our, well, I wouldn't say nutrition, but our lifestyle classes, because we kind of go over everything. Just meeting a little bit early to get in some physical activity that is transitioning from all different kinds of fitness really gives people the opportunity to try new things and say, hey, I really liked that. That was new for me. And it helped my brain to just try something new. Or likewise, you could say, I really did not like that. And that's okay, because everybody's physical activity, kind of like I was saying earlier, is different. We all have our different needs and we have our different likes. And it's really not a one size fits all with physical activity. So you're able to find those things that you might not have ever tried before. So it gives you that good excuse to try it with other people who are trying out new things and hoping to not get diabetes.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I kind of just wanted to start a discussion with you about why preventing the transition from pre-diabetes to diabetes is so important, and I have some stats. So about 98 million adults in America have pre-diabetes, which is a lot. That is a lot of people. It is estimated that over 1 in 3 Americans in Montana have have prediabetes, and about 70% of them go on to develop type 2 diabetes, which is sad. That's a huge community concern, that 1 in 3 people. And then uncontrolled diabetes can lead to a lot of other chronic conditions, such as heart problems, blindness, and nerve damage. So I think it's kind of hard to talk to people who have, diabetes and have suffered these chronic conditions, and what they'll tell you most of the time is like, please do something about this. Like, I wish I didn't have to deal with this. I wish this wasn't in my family genes. So it is hard to have those conversations and reach that reality of how bad diabetes can be. And so that is, again, why we do the preventative side of it, which is really nice.
Absolutely. Yes, it's just quite amazing to see that the people that we serve, diabetes is a lot of times some of the things that causes their health to deteriorate and need other services. So to be on that prevention mode is it's just so rewarding to know that we can help alleviate a lot of that pain. And that's, back to my mom, it's kind of interesting. She was actually taking care of a diabetic before she found out that she was pre-diabetic. And just that, knowing how much that lady's health was affected by it, and eventually led to her death, that my mom just said, I want to learn from her and not go down that same road. So
That's super inspiring, because I know she came into our diabetes prevention program class and she shared her story that it is possible. Because it's nice to know, okay, this is worth my efforts. It is worth giving everything that I can right now to try and do this, because it happens if people are able to reverse it.
Right. And it's definitely a journey. It's not been an easy path. She's taken more than one of these classes to continue on that path. And even the people that we train with say it's not uncommon for people to take the class and later on down the road say, I need a refresher, I'm going to do this again. So it's very beneficial at all stages. So.
Yeah, I agree. So on that line, do you want to share with me what the eligibility for the class looks like, or who can join?
Sure, absolutely. So we have some, just some paperwork that we fill out. In there we look at any disabilities. Amazingly, even just visual impairment, things that most of us struggle with, qualifies people to use our services. So as long as you have those, it could be family history. We have, again, there's an assessment that we go through. As long as you qualify for that,
anyone can qualify for those
exactly.
lift services.
You can probably name off more of the, of the detail.
That's perfect. And then the risk factors for the diabetes prevention program specifically, kind of looking for those that it runs in their family, and so that's important to like ask those questions of, okay, mom and dad, or even your grandparents, if you don't have parents to ask, of what did they deal with, what do I have to be on the lookout? Because a lot of times it's like, if it's not right in front of you, you don't ask those questions, and it's not prevalent. You don't think about it because life is hard and we have a lot of things to focus on. So it could be that family history questions are very important to what your future might look like. So I feel like that is a main reason that pre-diabetes, we're looking at your family history to know, okay, your risk factor is higher if it does run in your family. So family members, close family members, parents are on the list of eligibility requirements, heightened BMIs or just heightened weights on the scale. And then some other things that we look for, the population we are looking for is aging. So 65 plus is usually on the list, but not saying that you do have to be a specific age.
Right.
We'll take anybody who's an adult.
Right.
Yes,
exactly.
and we want to help everybody. So if anybody is questioning if they are eligible, they can feel free to give you or I a call, and we can discuss that with them, discuss with their health professionals on whether it's a good idea for them.
Absolutely. Yes, we're more than happy to just run through that list and make sure that they're eligible, and give them a chance to ask other questions about the program, which is really helpful. Because it is a year-long program, so it is a commitment, but it's usually a commitment that people are willing to stick with. So,
what do you think helps people get through a year-long program for the DPP?
Right. That's a great, and we've had many of those conversations of how do we keep people motivated? And so changing up that exercise, I think, is helpful. Even a few elements of surprise. We've tried to get some incentives for people, just randomly. Businesses are happy to help us out a lot and give gift cards or some kind of incentive. So that can be fun too. But it's also not just every single week. The schedule is varied enough. We meet the first 16 weeks just once a week. And then after that we spread it out. So it's every 2 weeks for a while, and then it's just once a month. So essentially, we're just letting the reins go and letting people try things out on their own, seeing what works and what doesn't, and then having that ability to come back and visit about it, troubleshoot. If there's things that aren't working, let's talk about it.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. I know we've talked about the class and how it's essentially a facilitated support group. Do you want to share kind of what makes that important in lifestyle changes?
Sure. So for health coaching, I mean, nobody wants to be told you should. We all kind of we brace ourselves. So it's nice to have a topic to discuss and then open it up to the group and say, how do you see yourself doing this? Or just look that over and what are your reactions to this? And a lot of times the material that's on the page is exactly what people bring up in the discussion. It doesn't need to be presented like a lecture.
Yeah.
They come up with it. And the amazing thing about that with coaching is when people come up with it themselves and think, hey, I can do that, or oh, Anya's doing that. I think I'm going to try that. So we bounce off each other and start giving each other ideas. And so it gets very creative.
It is very creative. And it's nice because you have several voices in this group, and a lot of them become friends. They make their own group chats and are saying, hey, you guys want to meet me at such and such gym and let's work out together, or do you guys want to keep working out together after the class, or what can we do? I feel like that support group style just really gives people the space to say, I tried what Susie recommended for me and it didn't work, but does anybody else have an idea? Or it gives you that space to learn and choose what does work for you for that individualization. So that's really nice too.
Yeah. It is fun to see the group dynamic.
Oh yeah.
And how people look forward to seeing each other.
And having those discussions of things they see and are wondering if it's valid, and I love it.
I do too, yes. And even that chance to laugh. Sometimes in those moments of just being able to laugh together and think, oh yeah, we all have similar issues that we come up against, and it's fun to know that we can handle it together.
Exactly. So you're not struggling alone. You have people that understand what you're going through and also want to get better, but also might be having that challenge to change and not sure where to start. So it's honestly that pre-contemplation of like, where am I going to start? Now I have someone to do it with me, and I don't have to feel like I'm alone all the time, which is awesome and super heartening to hear.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So we talked a lot, thanks for mentioning the incentives. The Billings community has been an amazing experience to work with starting health and wellness workshops and classes. So I wanted to discuss the monthly workshops as far as we have brought this initiative to LIFT of pulling in our community partners and doing workshops. Do you want to kind of mention some of those?
Oh, sure, and please jump in.
Yeah.
So we've had the pleasure, and we call it partnering because we see that people in the community, especially businesses, can serve our clients very well too. So reaching out to gyms, we've talked to 777 Fitness. Apex is also another great partner. So they have fitness programs that people can go to more often. We're able to only offer a certain number of programs. So having them come in and present and talk to people and just kind of highlight some of their specialties gets people interested in their things too.
Exactly.
And it kind of gives a new perspective because those presenters are kind of highlighting different things that we highlight in the class. So hopefully it's a nice addition to keep people motivated too.
Exactly. Because then as they're going through this DPP class or diabetes prevention program class, they're able to see, okay, well, this is the diabetes specific education. What are some other stuff? So it has been nice to have those community partners coming in. I know North 40 is coming in February 24th as well to do a falls prevention workshop or how to fall. So it's nice to hear these things as adults, I think, because we hear all the education as kids of, you are supposed to eat vegetables and this is important. But as adults, we don't think of, oh, I need to learn how to fall, or
Yeah.
I need to strength train so that way I don't break a hip, or kind of stuff like that. It's all targeted towards a specific population. So we almost need to relearn these things that we didn't pay attention to.
Yes.
So these free workshops really give that space to learn these niche specific things from our community partners that are just wanting to serve, wanting to educate the community.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. And, you know, falls prevention has just such a big need as people age. So, yes.
100%.
Yeah.
So I want to discuss barriers because I feel like as a DPP program and at LIFT specifically, we're always thinking about ways we can tailor the classes to be more accessible and just what are preventing people from learning or getting the resources that they need. So some barriers I just want to discuss is a lot of people not knowing they have prediabetes. So a resource that is available to anybody to see, am I at risk for prediabetes? Just that questioning line of, okay, I know my brother had it, but let's see, do I need to be worrying about this right now? So if they go online to just prediabetes risk assessment test, there is one by the CDC that you can take. It, you know, it's free. It just takes a couple minutes tops, and it just has, you can type in all of your information as far as, you know, how old you are, you male, female, that type of stuff, and it can give you a score of 1 to 10. So anybody who scores over a 5 should definitely be giving us a call,
Right?
because
Yes.
that means they are at risk for getting diabetes, and they would qualify for the class.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So interestingly, when you talk about barriers, what comes to my mind too are just getting to the class and being able to take a class like this.
Yeah.
It is quite a commitment.
yes,
And I just wanted to mention that some people can find that distance traveled, and since we do serve such a wide 18 counties, that we do have an online portion of this, so we can actually just send people a link. Once they're signed up, they can tune in online. So it's a great way to open up those possibilities to people in smaller towns.
yes,
We're in the middle of winter. The weather can be a bother, so being able to accommodate, which is a different kind of barrier, but one that can affect people, and we all know it when we wake up in the morning and there's roads are solid ice.
yeah.
To be able to tune on online is a nice way to overcome some of those barriers.
100%. So yeah, if people are wanting to sign up, but they are in another county that we serve in southeastern Montana, and they aren't able to make it to the LIFT office, we can just send them the link. We were talking about registering. So how you register is you can either give the LIFT office a call, one of us, or whoever. They can also sign up just through our LIFT website. So that if they go to upcoming events, they can see when our classes are, see about our other exercise classes, workshops. All that fun stuff is all under our website, and so they can get registered through there, at least refer their friends and family that might be needing it.
Yes, absolutely. And word of mouth is a great way to let people know, hey, I'm aware of this program.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Well, thank you, Eileen, for talking with me.
Yes, you
and
too.
we hope to see you all at our February 11th Diabetes Prevention Program class.